Hey, I'm Paul Butler. I'm a client partner over at Newleaf Training and Development. I'm delighted to be joined today by my colleague and friend, Bob Foose. And Bob, as you know, we've got this session coming up called VL45. And just to demystify that, as you know, that's virtual learning in 45 minutes. Very much looking forward to this one that's coming up, which is all about behavioral assessments, as I recall. I wonder, Bob, could you give us a quick overview of what we'll be doing?
We're going to, in our 45 minutes together, we're going to be looking at the main things that people need to consider when they're choosing which assessment to use in their work. So we're going to unpack it. We're going to look at things like looking at the background of each assessment. We'll look at how the questions are asked for each assessment. We'll look at how reporting is done for each assessment and those sorts of things in order to help everybody have a greater understanding of what these assessments are and how they can be used and how to choose them effectively.
So you touched on there a little bit, Bob, about the benefits. So are there any other benefits that you come to mind? I mean, we're all busy professionals. What's the return on investment for me committing this time to come onto this webinar?
That's a good question. I think all of us have probably been exposed to different behavioral assessments and psychometric tools, and I'm sure all of us have different experiences. For some people, you've had a great experience with those things. Others have seen them not used very effectively and maybe even weaponized in organizations. And so I think one of the benefits is coming away with a real understanding of how to effectively use assessments like this and the benefits that they'll bring, which they ultimately will result in all kinds of different savings in terms of certainly time saving. You'll get a better idea of what to use. It'll help you too with even cost savings, right? It'll save you money in the long run if you've used the right tool, the right assessment for the right job. So I think there's a lot of different benefits that'll come out of the time.
Who would you recommend should attend these, Bob?
Anybody and everybody. I think specifically, though, we'll gear it towards probably HR professionals who are thinking about using an assessment in their work with their people to help teams and leaders be more effective. I also think anybody who's maybe an internal trainer or coach, or even a coachee, someone who will be the recipient of a behavioral assessment to get an idea for, again, where they come from, what the main idea is, what kind of reporting that they're going to get. And then I think it would also be great for external coaches and trainers, people that maybe have used assessments for a long time. Maybe you want to explore using some other ones potentially in your work as well. Really anybody that wants to help leaders and teams be more effective and learn how to use tools like this.
Fantastic, Bob. Last question. I couldn't let you go. I'm your #1 fan, but for someone that doesn't know you at all, why should somebody listen to you? What credibility do you have on this subject?
Well, I am certainly not an expert in all of these things necessarily, but I have used all of the assessments that we'll be talking about in my work fairly extensively. I'm certified in all of them to be able to use them and facilitate them. And and have experienced both the pros and the cons of seeing how others have used these sorts of things. And I've done some pretty significant research into all of those. So I'm excited to share some of the things I've learned, but I understand that as people come, there'll be a lot of wisdom in the room. So I'm excited to learn from the other participants as well.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward very much to being there, Bob. And for the viewers, for the listeners, just as a reminder, if you check out our website, which is newleaftd.com, newleaftd.com, go to the events page. These are completely free. As we mentioned, it'll be 45 minutes, an hour's tops with all the opening and closing comments, and you can register on the website again. So thanks again for joining us, Bob, and I look forward to seeing you on this webinar.